All right, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Sports Talk with B Watts Entertainment, along with Greg Seddick on a Thursday night. This broadcast is brought to you by Whitaker Building and Supply. I want to thank them for sponsoring the show tonight. If you need windows, roofing, exterior doors, interior doors, sheetrock, nails, hammer, or any paint, cabinets, anything that you need to improve your home, call Whitaker Building Supply right there in Jackson, Georgia, off Stark Road, 119 Stark Road in Jackson, Georgia. 302-33, the phone number you need to call is 770-775-2086. That's Whitaker Building Supply. Contact Wayne Whitaker. Let him know. You heard it right here on Sports Talk with B. Watt Entertainment and Greg said, if you don't mind. Appreciate them for being a sponsor. And if you're tuning in, you have a business or you just like to advertise during this broadcast, contact us and we will take care of you the best that we can. All right? All right. Let's get this show on the road. Tonight's show is going to be about Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes defensive side of the ball, and we will answer some of your questions down there in the chat. So if you participate in the chat, we will get to you expedition. All right? All right. So let me bring Greg up. We're going to get this show on the road. What's up, Doc?
What's going on?
Hey, another Thursday. Another Thursday.
Yeah, I've been in Mo. We got a game on the Thursday.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know. So how your week been?
It's all right. Stuff moving on, man. Time is moving. So you ain't got to rush nothing. You just watch it move on. You know, it's gonna move fast anyway. Try to get as much as you can done while you can. And here we are
Yeah,
already July.
yeah, you're right. It's half of the year almost gone, bro. And getting ready to turn fall, get ready for football season, and like you said, you don't have to rush it. It's here already. it's
When we
it's coming
started this,
fast, bro.
that was that April we did the show or something.
April, yeah, we did
March
our
or
first in April. Yeah,
Yeah, so you look at April, May, June, July. That's how quick 4 months go. You know, the season only about that long. You know, you
true.
look at it once August is August, September, October, November, boom. You know, so that show you how fast 4 months can move.
Right.
You know, so
So
just let it savor.
yeah. All right, Doc. Let's get this show on the road. You know, I was looking at the news and I heard this guy named Paul Feinbaum. I don't know if you heard what he had to say about Colorado and Coach Prime. Uh, he said that Colorado is not going to be that good this year. They don't matter to college football, but Coach Prime matters to college football. What do you think about that take he had to say, Paul Feinbaum?
Hey man, and they don't matter. Spoken like a true clown. He talking about them. It don't matter, but you talking about them.
That's crazy,
Can't
ain't
be
it,
that
man?
smart. Can't be that smart, can you? They don't. Colorado don't matter, but you saying Colorado. You ain't saying Mississippi Valley. You know, you're not. You're just using their name. You're talking
True.
about them. So if they don't matter, why are you talking about them? Now, the people who show up and talking about is that, but you come to a Colorado show. I guess you don't have no life. Like either you're a fan or you're a fan.
Right.
Either way, you're a fan because you spend your time, but you could be doing 100 million other things. I would think you could at least, and you're spending your energy. So you talking about Colorado, and they don't matter. That's childish. Like how they don't matter. They're like somebody that fights. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Why you saying? I ain't scared.
Yeah, you right.
Who asked you? Who said you was scared? You know, you said Colorado don't matter. You know, but you talking about Colorado. So
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
crazy, man. It's crazy. But I was thinking about this defense, man. I think they got a good shot at being the best defense in the Big 12 at the end of the season with the players they don't brought along. And man, Colorado got a lot of talent on that side, bro, of the football.
But I'm trying to see why not, because like everybody like to glorify the SEC and other conferences, and that's where a lot of our players come from. But I guess they don't count no more. You know, when you look at, we had some guys come from the same conference. So we had McKinney, and we have big Chidoze, and we also went and got the big Barnes and the Carters and the Wiggins. We got the SEC guys, but nobody ain't talking about that. You glorify SEC, and then when we go get the SEC guy, we got some ACC guys. We got pretty much a little something, everything. People not talking about. We got a little Pac-12, we got a little Big 12, we got a little Big 10, we got a little ACC. We got a little all the big, all the powers, the Power Four. We got a little of everything, and they come with receipts. They ain't come playing, trick or treat. They come with receipts. So, they produce where they came from. And same thing on the offensive side. So go talk that mess. We ain't got a bunch of MAC linemen this year, and
Right.
all these other little bitty, Mountain West or whatever. We got guys out there SEC, guys out there ACC, guys out of the Big 10. We got them out of, you got them out of everything. So, if you don't want to recognize that, then you just gonna have to, deal with the consequences of that. I mean, this team was well rounded in the trenches as far as
Right. When I look
talent.
at the trenches, I like the trench. I think we about 3 deep at each position in the trenches, man. That I think can get the job done. I really do. But when you look at Yo,
Yeah.
man, all he needs is a chance. All he needs is an opportunity.
But he should get it, because it's like when we go big on the goal line, why not put a yo-yo in there? Like you go big and you put your take your big tight end out and put the linebacker, put the defensive lineman at running back. When you go big, why not go get big bulldozer? He the original bulldozer.
Yeah.
Why not go? The one that's his nickname, bulldozer over there in Europe. You know
Yep.
why not go put the big guys in there? And we definitely don't have no excuse on field goal and special team, because them the guys who should be in there.
True. Yeah.
That's the type of
Right.
guys when you started putting them big old boys in there and just let them cross legs and let them clog it up. And we shouldn't have no block field goals coming up the middle.
Now up the middle, you should, especially you got Big Pancake and you got
Yeah, Big Kirk, we got
yeah, Kirkland.
they
Yeah.
should be in the game. They should be in the game. Because what I don't want to do, I know nobody that kind of done. I don't want to overwork my starters. I know people like, I want my starters on special team, but you got enough guys who feel like and could be starters. They need to be the one on special teams.
Right.
That's what it need to be. Because it shouldn't be no fall off. It should just be you got enough depth that your special team should be able to give your starters a break, because you just got that much talent. So that's what's really happening at these other programs. Not that they're like backups and not needed. It's just that that's the only way they get on the field. I think Trevor Woods should be a good special teams player. I think he should be good on the kickoff team.
Right. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Bentley too.
Yeah. I think that they're good special teams guys, and that means that you got starter quality on the special teams.
Right.
Where they contribute. Our special teams should be a lot better and eliminate giving up big plays on special teams. I don't care if it's punt return, a kickoff return. It just shouldn't be happening. And we
Right.
had that little young kicker. They showed little clips of that little young freshman kicker he built up. He kicking the field goal from the other side of the other.
Hey, but she kicked one by 60 yards, dude.
Yeah. So you know what that tell me? We have no excuse to not have somebody that can kick the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, I
We
know,
should
right?
definitely kick the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they should. Oh, yeah. We shouldn't have no problem this year about that.
Because he can
'Cause
kick.
that was our weakness last year. Could never kick the ball out of the end zone.
And he don't have to be accurate. Just kick it out the back of the end zone, however it get there.
Yep. I saw that, man. But when you look at the, I can't think of the guy's name on defense. Quincy Wiggins. What's your take on Quincy Wiggins? People don't talk about him enough.
I seen him. He was the one who showed up in that ranking of the pass rushers when we thought it should have been
I know,
Hayes.
when it first came out.
Matter of fact, he showed up higher on the or lower on the list than BJ Green.
Yep.
BJ Green was like 16 or something like that. I think Wiggins was like 10, 11, 12. And then they had Okinola in like the top 10. He was like 8.
Right.
So that's a good sign to me, even though you would think Hayes. But, so that's a good sign that you put a tackle in there because most of the other guys, like, off the edge. So you feel like that, and you still ain't mentioned, McNeil, and they call him the slow. McNeil going to test some behinds up. McNeil might be leading in sacks from that tackle position.
Boy,
they're calling him slow.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Then you got Terran Carter also too in there.
You got Buell.
Oh, he's asleep. He's asleep.
Yeah. Then you got Tafik.
Hey, here's another one
from Louisville.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
they got the depth. They got the depth.
Yeah, and then you got like I said, you got plenty, because when we first start off, we got plenty of edge rushers. But now you're looking at the fact that, man, that's scary, man. You got tackles that can bring in edge. Like what that pressure gonna be crazy. Because it's not like you just got all this coming out the edge and a guy can just step up in the pocket and sit there. I mean, you got guys, they get penetration. Tafik gets immediate penetration. I mean, you got this guy in on third down, and you got him, and let's say you got McNeil on the other side. Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to tell people at work and my friends that I talk to, Colorado defense is gonna be legit this year. And at the end of the season, they're gonna be ranked number 1 in the Big 12 until somebody show me they're not.
See, Buell, they gotta figure out these combinations. I know they watching like Buell. See, you know why he stay on the ground so much?
Why is that?
See, Buell stays so low. If he ain't getting a sack, he gonna mess your whole backfield up. So they think, he get in the backfield, they push him down. But you see how far he's in your backfield, and he's at the tackle position. He's not coming out the edge, running past the man, the guy step up where you left. He's coming from a tackle position. He's coming from right around that B gap. You see what I'm saying? So when you got a guy able to get 5 yards deep into your backfield while you trying to pass the ball, he ain't got to make a sack. He gonna make it where you can't avoid BJ Green. Because you're gonna try to step up in the pocket. You're gonna run right into Buell. You're gonna run right into McNeil. You're gonna run right into Tafik. You gonna feed sacks to the Okinolas and the BJ Greens. You're gonna feed them sacks, or you're gonna have to go ahead and take that lick from McNeil coming right up the middle. It's like pick your poison. Or Hayes.
Yeah, that was the day on Hayes.
You want to step up in that pocket. Because BJ, one thing about BJ, see, one thing we say about BJ, his stats prove it that he gonna put pressure on your quarterback. The problem is, he ain't getting the stats because they stepping up. Now, where you gonna step up to? You gonna step up to McNeil, Tafik,
right?
Buell, Carter. You gonna step, because see, when you think about Big Barnes, those are run stoppers. Let's be for real. They're gonna push your center and your guards right back. I want them out by third down. I want them to just eat you up first and second down, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 when they hit a thing. Doom, defense. Stuff. Here come them dogs. Here come the dogs. Here come BJ Green. Here comes Okinola. They come around the outside. Then I want McNeil in there and Buell. I want Hayes and Tafik. And however you want to mix that up, I want this. Oh my God, here they come. Doom. Doom. When they hear that. That's a scary sound, but they didn't have no fear last year with Jordan Dominique. But when you hit them, oh, sucks, it's third. You know what's about to happen on third down.
Third down.
Everybody in the back.
Yeah. That
Everybody
heat
in
finna
the back.
come, boy. Yeah, that heat.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Colorado got a good they got a good defense this year, man.
They ain't seen that because it's when you got the ability to bring pressure up the middle and the outside at the same time. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to throw the ball. Like I said, BJ Green did what he did on a sorry Arizona team.
Exactly.
They was able to step up in the pocket, but what happened when they can't? What happened? They say, I want to step up, but Manil coming right in my lap. They're gonna have to go ahead and let BJ eat them for lunch. Because you only got a split second, but to figure out, oh, so he coming. I got to decide right now, am I going to step up or not? But if both of them coming, you're going to hesitate. That's why I'm going to go ahead. Greg finna say, here you go. It's going to be a lot of interceptions this year. It's going to be at least double the interceptions this year.
That pressure going to make that quarterback throw that ball when he don't want to.
Last thing you want to do is be looking at BJ Green coming and forget Travis out there.
Right.
He learned. Matter of fact, he banged you to throw the ball. He open. Go ahead and throw it. He open. He let you look open. And don't forget that really, let's be real. Silver Crab was leading in interceptions.
They tied. Yeah, you're a ball hawker.
You know why? If him and Travis on the same side of the field, you can't escape both of them. You're going to have to literally only throw it to the other side of the field. But the problem is they ain't met the ball hawk Shiloh. Shiloh already telling y'all, I'm trying to show my range. I don't have to worry about coming down and hit my linebackers. They going to have to meet Shiloh, the ball hawk. Shiloh can easily get 4-5 interceptions. Oh, yeah. We ain't even doing it. You right. We ain't talked about McCoy. He's talking about Corbin. Yeah. We ain't talked about McCoy.
That's Steve. What's up, Steve? Let me put it on. Let them come up and talk. See if you want to talk. Yeah, you're right, Greg.
We ain't talked about Arden
on a mission this year, though.
Huh?
Shiloh gonna be on a mission this year.
Yeah, but I'm saying Arden Walker coming back. He's a year older.
Man, I be forgetting about him, man. You keep reminding about Walker.
Arden Walker coming back. Will Walker might surprise some people.
Steve Woodland. The link is in the chat if you want to come up. Steve Woodland. Yeah, I be forgetting about Walker, man.
It's no reason any of our edge rushers should be tired. They should be on 100. They should be like salivating dogs because they should be fresh. And so it's no reason nobody should throw the ball. Shiloh, see, one thing about them Sanders boys, they got Sanders in them. When you ever underestimate them Sanders boys, they never cower down. They always going to produce. But this is the problem that they're going to have with the secondary this year. Y'all remember this. Go ahead and get your little phone and take a note. Greg said it right here. 3. Let me tell you something. The defensive line and the pressure they're going to put on quarterbacks who are not used to throwing the football. They're used to handing the ball off, but they're not going to be able to do that because our defense is really built off the run. See, if you're going to try to run the ball first and second down to set the tone. The problem is we're going to stuff it up. We're going to stuff you up. You're not going to get 4-5 yards a pop like you want to consistently on this defense. The linebackers are really stuffy, and so is Shadoze and Barnes. That's their specialty.
Right.
So you're going to have to be able to throw the ball to beat Colorado, period. I'm going to say it again. You're going to have to be able to throw the ball to beat Colorado. If you think you that cocky and that arrogant that you just going to run the ball down Colorado through because you Kansas, you Kansas State, whoever you think you are, you're not Alabama, you're not Georgia, you're not that. You wasn't that before, and you're not that. You think you're that because Texas left. You wasn't that when Texas was here. You're not going to do that, Oklahoma State. If you was like that, you would have been in the playoff last year, not Texas. You're not built that way, all right? But you think it's going to be sweet going against Colorado. What's going to happen is going to be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, and you're going to have to throw the ball. The problem is, doom, doom. Is that the Undertaker? Yeah.
That
Right
sound like
there. You
Undertaker,
see him
boy.
right there. You see him right there on the edge, right there. Looking like Tyson coming down through there. He coming down through there. Looking like Tyson. Trap people on, snatch your lineman face down into the ground. I ain't never seen nobody snatch a lineman face down into the ground.
Well, you
He
sound like the
coming right
Undertaker.
around your lineman. That's that's the Undertaker used to do in wrestling. Doom, doom, and here they come. Here they come. Oh, suck. I see him, and they're gonna be lining up.
Why
Like,
you,
oh, suck. Here he
why
comes.
you crazy, boy? Greg,
And
you
look,
sound like the Undertaker,
hey,
man.
Undertaker coming. Doom. He gonna look up, and he gonna forget. Hey, he gonna forget Travis Hunter out there, and the Undertaker coming. And you gonna
Yeah.
forget, oh, shucks, Travis Hunter, the #1 DB in the world, is out there lurking. Oh, I hope he don't see me. He lurking. He hiding. Because he know you running for your life. Because you got the Undertaker coming right there around the corner. And so you got to worry about them before you worry about him. So you just gonna do some crazy crap. They just throw it. They gonna throw it before you get hit. And Travis gonna say, hey, why you do that? Why you do that? And Silver Craig gonna be like,
Still Craig
please,
too.
please
Hey,
throw
don't
it.
forget Hood.
Please throw it.
Don't forget Hood. He a ball honker.
But
Greg,
this the dumb part.
but check this out, Greg. They predicting Utah gonna have a better defense than anybody in the Big 12.
Hopefully,
Then we'll go
because
to
their
Wilson.
offense show ain't gonna be. Hopefully, because their offense show ain't gonna be the best, like they hoping. But this the thing. If Colorado, see everybody talking about Colorado had no D line, but look how many interceptions they had without a D line.
True. True.
This was no pressure. So what you think gonna happen with pressure? Travis was lurking and tricking people. He had 2 interceptions in one game against UCLA.
Yeah.
He had only just got back like the week before.
True. Good take.
So how healthy was he really? He up there letting a man cheap shot him to death. Oh, it's football. Oh, it's football. They doing all that good talk, TV talk. Travis wasn't healthy when he came back against Stanford. He wasn't in
Right.
shape.
I don't think he
And
was either.
UCLA was just right after that.
Right.
And he still got 2 interceptions on y'all. Would have had 3. So what happens when you face a real healthy Travis?
That defensive line and them defensive end gonna help him.
Silman Craig shoulders. Nobody talk about Silman Craig. I didn't think he gonna make it through the season. Silman Craig running around like this, like a Nebraska game, trying to come up and hit 400-pound lineman because he had no linebackers. What happens when Silman Craig ain't got to worry about coming up and throwing the lethal blow, and he can be a ball hawk like he's supposed to? He was a ball hawk, and he had to make tackles too. Who does that? He was leading the conference in interceptions, and still had to be worried about the sorry linebackers who wasn't tackling. So what happens when Silman Craig don't have to do the linebacker job? Shiloh don't have to do the linebacker job. Travis can just say, okay, they got it. I'm just gonna wait for them to slip up. What happens?
That's a good point, bro. Steve Woodley, how you doing, man?
What's going on, fellas? And since you making all of these undertakers, what y'all need, hey, what you need to do is acknowledge me. Oh, Roman Reigns himself. But at the end of the day, it's this one here, B. Watts, and Greg said it. Their defense does not have to be number 1 in the Big 12. All they need to be is discipline and on assignment, which means this: when it gets 3rd and 15, we getting off the field. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You got to do the simple things. If they do that, stop the run on 3rd and longs, get off the field, who do they give the ball back to? The best offensive. You got one of the best offensive leagues. Absolutely. So if you also look at it, you hit it right on when you said this. The defense being simplified, which means you ain't going through them complicated schemes where the linebacker knows when they drag and cross that middle, we're gonna put a Ray Lewis hit on them where they won't come back across that middle, because back in the day, receivers never drag coming across that middle. They never did that, because Ray Lewis would tell them, if you come across this middle, you better call a cemetery, because I'm gonna bury you. So
And get what? I don't care if you got the ball, because you're shorter than 5 yards. So I'm gonna hit you anyway.
That's like a little man going in the paint. Back in the day when I played, if a point guard go in the paint, he will be on his back, because that's his position. Your position is to shoot that jumper, but if you come inside, I'm gonna put you on your back. That's just the way thing goes. Now what needs to happen is this here. What I love is this. You have people who are students of the game who are playing with CU now. Every time you talk to them, all they say about Hill Green studies constantly. When you hear Travis Hunter studies constantly. So what's going to happen, McKinney and all the rest of the guys, the hoods, they are students of the game. You're not going to have where I watched my boy Cam Ward, love what he did. But man, I watched that game 4 times. Cam Ward didn't do nothing. Man, they ate, come on. Oh my goodness. It got to a point where I just felt so bad. I'm like, man, y'all don't, and it was just quick hits. It was quick hits because they
knew he didn't study. They knew he didn't study, and they know he wouldn't rest.
He didn't study. But let me say this here. Coach Prime them, what I'm gonna say is this here. If you're telling people you got 130 years or 37 years of NFL experience on there, those are the things that we need to be doing against other teams. I'm gonna give you an example. Michigan playing the champ, Ohio State. They get the ball, Ohio State and Penn State. You run the ball 26 consecutive times in the second half and run away with the game. If they can't stop you running the ball, why are you passing the ball? Those are my things. I'm a type of dude, old school. If I'm running the ball and you can't stop me, I'm not passing. What am I passing for? New England did not pass against Buffalo. They played that game. It was snowing, a blizzard, and everything else. They ran the football. You have to understand what you need to do to win and do that accordingly.
So, Greg, would our linebackers be able to stop that shallow route this time that we got?
Well, I'm just going to go back to the comment he made about Hill Green. First of all, Hill Green is a grown man, literally. He looked like somebody's daddy out there, and he's a grown man. He looked like somebody's daddy or uncle on the team. So then this is what I don't get about Hill Green. Everybody want to throw, because see that like they take stars away from you. They want to water you down. Technically, he's a Big Ten linebacker.
True.
He's not a Charlotte linebacker or whatever you want to say. He is a Big Ten linebacker. He played more years at Michigan than he did there. So you don't want to credit him with that. And he played at Michigan. He just wanted to show he was an all-down linebacker versus a package linebacker. And he felt he would get the opportunity with some coaches he played with before. That's what he did it for. From like Ashalo said, I want to show my range. That's what he wanted. That's the decision he made. But at Colorado, we getting a Big Ten linebacker from Michigan. They wanted him to come back to Michigan.
Yeah.
When he got back to Florida, they actually wanted him. He said, I ain't going backwards. They want him to come back. So that's the quality of linebacker. Didn't they just win last year? And they wanted him back.
Right.
Okay. So what we're dealing with right now is a highly underrated player at the linebacker position. Talk about who gonna start? He definitely gonna start. He's the biggest linebacker. He's the smartest linebacker, and he's the most experienced. And now Chainsaw make it a little bigger, but I'm saying like just overall.
But that's a no-brainer though. To me, it's a no-brainer. And I'm gonna say something that people need to understand. Let's get away from these stars. The only time you should worry about stars is when I hit you in your mouth. You should That's the only time you should be worried about stars. When you go to the NFL, it's more 3 stars in the NFL than 5 stars.
True.
So the point being, who cares about stars? What you should care about is how hungry you are and how dedicated you are to your craft. That's the key. We get all caught up. Oh, they are 5-star. Okay, we got Smalls was a 5-star, and then no knock on Smalls. But everybody, just because you say 5-star, that doesn't mean you're going to be the first ballot Hall of Famer. But then you have guys who have no stars. Cooper Kupp, no stars, and winning MVP. You know what I'm saying? Going to the NFL, breaking all kind of records. So the key is this here: what kind of work are you willing to put in? And when we realize that, I could care less about stars. It goes with Liberty. How many stars did the Liberty players have? They were undefeated. I know that.
We got about 2 of them on our team now.
Say it again.
Let me tell you this though. Speaking of Smalls, everybody keeps talking about we don't have no tight end. That Smalls, I bet you he a better tight end than he was at defensive tackle.
Say it again, because you're absolutely right.
Right.
What was he 5-star doing in high school? He was an athlete.
He was an athlete. He was tight end.
Tavell Smalls.
So they weren't really showing it, but if you looked at those clips during the spring, he was actually looking good. Matter of fact, a couple tight ends don't left. If they had it going on like that,
they wouldn't have left.
On that one for Cincinnati, hurry up and got out of there. We just lost another tight end. These tight ends ain't leaving if they can come in and play. I'm telling you, people sleeping on Small. What I like about Smalls is he can be a hybrid tight end for when we need size in the backfield. Imagine him coming lining up in the backfield and lead blocking. I ain't talking about chip blocking. I'm talking about lining up in the backfield like a fullback and lead blocking.
Yeah.
With his size and speed.
He got the size for it.
Yeah, and he's physical. He's very physical. Yep.
And he got speed.
You're correct. Yeah. But you're going to need him over there with Jordan Seaton at times too, because when you need somebody to chip block, he's the perfect person to put over there to chip block to make sure that we let that defensive end over there feel uncomfortable. And for Jordan Seaton to pound him once he gets chipped, Jordan Seaton have him off balance and put him on his back. So you need things like that. So I agree with you. I don't take nothing from Smalls. My only point was with that one is people need to get off the stars. You know what I'm saying? It's good that they got it. I'm happy for the young man to get them more money, because once people say you get their stars, the NIL and stuff like that, it can get you more money. So good for that. But at the end of the day, it goes with the work that you put in. And what I'm seeing right now, the only thing I need to see is this here. These young men are on a mission. They want to get their mamas and daddies out of certain positions. And when the only way you're going to do that, they got to win, and they got to win now. And if you don't do that, you're going to still be in the same position you were when you started.
Got to win. That's the key, y'all. They got to win.
I can easily see them underestimate Smalls because he don't have no film. He changed positions, and it's almost like they experiment in their eyes. They don't realize his background. Same thing with Pearson. Pearson is another one. Pearson is smaller than Smalls. He's really a more traditional fullback size. He's like 6'2", 230, 240, and he can move. He's another one. But we got to look at the fact Colorado has a lot of weapons that people just don't really know because they maybe they changed positions. Maybe, they definitely won that last year. So that tight end, like that guy, I can see Smalls being like that guy that was 10 Colorado, that number 5 from Colorado State. That little
he's nice.
Fred jumped. That's how Smalls can be. He can be a thick tight end that can go across that middle.
That's NFL talent right there.
Hey, exactly.
Get the ball and dare your safety to come up and hit him. Come up and hit him.
Yeah, I like that. So, what kind of year you expecting Shiloh to have, Mr. Wood?
Shiloh's going to have a fantastic year. And the great thing I like about Shiloh got off of that, let's hit somebody in the mouth. When you're at free safety, especially with the opportunities he's going to get this year, he needs to have interceptions. And if you want to go to that league and get drafted high, you need interceptions, because they know, the NFL knows, that you're not going to get those opportunities to hit the receivers like that, because those days are gone. They don't want you knocking receivers out. They want you intercepting the ball. And because if you knock them out, you get a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down. So you want that interception. So Shiloh's going to have a big year. Not only is Shiloh going to have a big year, Craig, to me, is going to have the biggest year because Craig can move. Silman Craig flat out get it. He can, and what's going to happen is you're going to see what pressure causes. All these people criticize Shedeur to me. Oh man, his footwork and he blah blah blah. Like Shedeur said, if somebody hits you in the mouth 86 times, and before you even get the ball, it's like the movie, Burt Reynolds down back in the day, The Longest Yard. Yeah, as soon as you get the ball, the man is in your face. I don't care who you are, and I'm a biggest Tom Brady fan. When you hit Tom Brady in the mouth, Tom Brady, first thing he's going to do is cuss his offensive lineman out, and the next thing he's going to do is get rid of that ball even faster. So my point is, people act differently once you hit him in the mouth. But getting back to Shiloh, Shiloh's going to have a great year. He's gonna have way more than one interception. I can tell you that. I think Shiloh will probably get 4 interceptions this year. He's not going to get as many tackles because all those tackles are going to go to Hill Green. Hill Green is going to lead the team in tackles. Hill Green is going to probably have average about 15 to 22 tackles a game because everything is going to come to him. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch Juju. When Juju played those 2 games, Juju was averaging like 20-some tackles a game because he knew what he was doing. Juju knows how to play middle linebacker. He might not know nothing else, but he knows how to play middle linebacker.
Then we have a debate on this show about the linebackers. Ain't denying when Juju was in, he was able because it was the linebacker. And then we also talked about Shedeur. Remember we had this debate. Somebody came up here about Shedeur for a while. I said, well, what happened when you get hit? And then Shedeur turned around and said the same thing. It's just common sense. Because we did the numbers, right? He was sacked 50 times, but we also calculated pressures. If we combine the pressures and sacks, this man was like right around 84% of the time he was either getting hit before, during, or after a pass. We talked about it right here on this show. So it's like 80% plus pressure. Whether you getting sacked or pressure, you gonna get happy feet. Especially after you start hallucinating because I know my lineman ain't twerking in front of me and now me getting hit. I know I'm not saying that. I know now you gonna need a shrink after the game because I'm not. I don't want to believe that he just let him through 6 times. So I'm hoping I'm the one tripping.
Well, you're not tripping because I watched that UCLA game and I thought I was drinking. I thought I was drinking. Because this is no lie. This is no lie. On back-to-back plays, they hiked the ball to Shedeur. By the time he got the ball, he got hit. I was like, that's impossible. I can lay down. I'm like, I'm not number 230-some pounds. I can stay in front of you at least a second. These dudes was hitting this man before he got the ball. So I tell people.
They just stepped aside.
They didn't even, it was Olay. I thought we was, a bullfight because that's what they get the thing.
Greg, what they do, Greg?
Do the Olay. But people get on there and they get to run in their mouth and they get, he holds the ball too fast. Well, you got to get the ball first.
Exactly.
If the man is on me before when that ball 2 times, the ball touched his hand and the man hit him immediately. And the people say, how is that possible?
And Shedeur looking at it.
And I know. That's what I'm saying.
You watching him come. I know they ain't finna just let him come through. They gonna touch him, right? You think you looking at your routes, but you like, am I tripping? Is he really gonna just run like there's somebody running the red light? He really about to run that red light? And
he ran the red light. I think they was telling the dude to play. Hey, Shedeur gonna call this on 2, and 1 on 2 you can go. And I'm like, man, you can't make it up. And all I'm saying is this here. For a man to get that kind of pressure, and let me tell you, I watched that UCLA game. They was hitting him. And that dude didn't like him because they go back to Trinity. They go back to Trinity because he took a state championship from him. So 2,
those 2 brothers. Boy, they were putting that wood.
He took 2 championships
from both sides of the ball.
Yep, he took 2 championships, and they made it personal. And when they hit it on that one, they should have kicked him ejection out the game. They should have ejected him out the game on that one he hit him in the back. The one he hit him in the back on.
I believe that's when he broke his back. He broke his back.
They should have ejected him because that was a late hit and it was dirty and it was after the play. I was like, come on, man. Especially when you go into the league, it don't take that. If you couldn't beat him for the state championship, that's over. That's like if somebody take your girlfriend, ain't no use of crying, man. She gone. She gone. Wish them well. Wish them well. And listen to Lenny.
Girlfriend to the prom and all that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely gone.
Boy, y'all crazy tonight,
Hey,
boy.
really? No, hey.
Hit that curl in high school. He just
Hey, S curl. S ready.
Boy, y'all
Full force.
Curl right down the front.
Hey,
boy,
you got
y'all
to
sick,
spray
boy.
it. You got to put the soul glow on. Hey, my couch wet up because I got the drips on
You
it.
furious.
Oh boy, y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy, man. Look, guys,
boys,
look.
man.
Look, Greg, look, Mr. Woodley. When you look at the game, the Utah game.
Okay.
All right, let's go back and look at the Utah game. I know we don't like looking at the fan, but let's look at the Utah game. What kind of adjustment you think Colorado will make this year that they didn't do last year to win the game? Even
Let
though
me.
the referee played a big part in that game.
What I would do is this here. Sorry, Greg. I want to. This is the things I'll do.
It was a close game now.
I will put those DBs in uncomfortable positions because with Utah they want to get physical with you, and when a
Yeah.
team wants to get physical with you, what you want to do, you want to get your receivers in spaces. And what I saw was this: when you get those DBs in spaces, they knees get the buckling. And they get a little Elvis Presley in them. They go to shaking, the hips start moving. And when that happens, they in trouble. And when you do that, and then the next thing I would do, you got to do a run. You have to run. And after you run, play action, and then you go over the top. Because what I saw consistently, Travis Hunter beat them consistently over the top. And if Travis Hunter beating you up the top, what is Wester going to do in the middle and Jimmy in the middle? And my boy Shepard on the other end. Whoever is the fourth DB, and this is going to be the point, and I'll beat this to the
Matchup problem.
season is over with, the matchup. Whoever is the fourth DB for any opponent's team, if all Jimmy Horn don't wear his head loose, we got a problem. Jimmy should have that fourth DB begging the coach, my hamstring kind of tight. I need to come out the game because that should be your game plan because they can't guard him. They cannot guard.
Ain't no team got no 4 defensive back. That can
No
cover
team.
Colorado wide
Texas,
receivers.
Alabama, nobody has 4
Nobody.
defensive backs that can guard.
No.
No team.
That's why I said they gotta sack Shador. The line is they are the key factor for Colorado. If you can't sack Shador, you can't win. Let's look at last season.
All right.
TCU, first game. Our line was suspect, but if you give Shador a chance, they figured this out in the first 3 games. Matter of fact, USC almost figured it out. If Shador's in the game and you ain't sack him enough, he will beat you. Because then Shador started figuring out, I'll run it too.
That's when he's dangerous. He's dangerous when he do that.
Once he added that element, I kept saying, run Shador, run. Because I had already seen the line 1 blocking in the beginning. Y'all go look at all my stuff. I started saying, run Shador, run. Why they want Shador to run? And he started doing it in Nebraska, Colorado State. He started running. But what happened was he got injured. UCLA is what injured him. And see, this is the problem. He was already kind of, had some stuff going on.
Banged up. He was banged up ankle.
Yeah, he already had the ankle and the knee kind of tweak. But them boys hit him in his back. And that's why the next game with Arizona, was it Arizona? Like he didn't even make it through the Arizona game. But you think about it. I did a video on I just did like a little quick run through. And I look at all the scores. UCLA didn't win that game until the fourth quarter. And guess what happened? What happened in the third quarter? You remember they had to put Shiloh out the game.
Yep. Then he got ejected. He got ejected. And then they start running. They start running up the middle. If
they didn't score 14 points in that fourth quarter, Plus, I think that was the game they had that phantom catch on the sideline when the guy reached out over bounds and his foot was out of bounds. They're like, "Oh, you go down to the centimeter of grass, his feet ain't touched." And I'm like, his whole knee should have shattered. What that defies the laws of gravity. You're a tight end.
Hey,
your
that was
left
a great
leg
catch.
is straight. Your right hand, your right knee is bent, and you saying your back foot is dragging. Like you levitate, your front foot ain't down. That means all your weight should have came down on your back foot first. If it's dragging, that means your whole knee should have shattered. You're a tight end now. You 260. Them were big tight ends they had. Your left foot dragging while your right foot is in the air. No, your right foot was on the ground already, and your left foot dragged, like we saw. And that's what was the catch at the end of the game that got them to get that last touchdown. Because they was up by like a field goal.
But UCLA, we kicked, we hurt ourselves because you got a lot of turnovers, and we got a lot of turnovers, and we didn't turn them into.
We didn't score. We didn't score touchdowns.
We kicked 3 field goals. I talked about that.
We didn't score touchdowns.
You didn't score. You got to score touchdowns.
Yep. We kicked 2 field goals in the first quarter.
Yep. And at the end of the second, before halftime, that's when we should have ran the clock out. But we didn't, and then they came and scored. So it's little things. It's little things that happen that you say, okay, we tweaked this here. But what I saw in that game was this here. This is what people don't understand. As bad as the offensive line played, they still only lost games by 6 points or less.
3 points.
So that tells you what a quarterback does, a good quarterback. But what I will say this here, CU has no excuse for not running the football. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't. Every great team that wins championships run that football. You got to keep that defense unbalanced because if you don't, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Shedeur should not have that kind of pressure because hear this one here for next year. Hear me on this one next year. Watch Coach Prime go back to Jackson State next year with that quarterback that they're going to have. They're going to treat him. We're going to run the football. Our defense is going to be lights out, which they are next year. That defense is going to be lights out because they're going to have DBs back there that are seasoned and experienced and are going to be pro-type players. And their defensive line just going to be hunting. So their defense is going to win games next year. It's going to be all defense, and that quarterback is just going to manage the game. He's going to hit the receivers when they're open, but they're going to run the ball and be physical. They're going to be they're going to remind you of Oklahoma State is what they're going to remind you next year, the Jackson State days. Just hear what I'm saying. And when it happens, I'm just going to come up here, BY, say, I know what the game plan going to be because Coach Prime has so much confidence in Shedeur, and he should because Shedeur's won at every level. Right. Every level Shedeur's won. And people say, well, he didn't. Yeah, he did. He won in college. Jackson State, undefeated. You can say what you want to. Undefeated is undefeated, any way you want to put it. And then this year, he's going to go on a roll. Shedeur is going to have a winning record for Elite College. He's going to be like, boom. They're going to boom. And when that happens, you get so much confidence in Shedeur that you know. And he don't turn the ball over. I get it. But I want to go back, just tail it back a little bit, and let's go back to a little Jackson State days and let them running backs run that ball.
We ain't got to go back that far because we seen what they did when Shedeur got hurt against Utah.
They sure did. They ran that ball.
They changed the game plan.
They changed the game plan.
We seen that with that how Star played it, and so we know you got to take advantage when you have a dynamic quarterback because you know that. See, they can match you with other game managers, but they can't match you. And that's the problem with the Big 12 this year. They're going to have to outthrow Shedeur. Like, they got game managers at K-State. They got game managers at Kent. They got game managers who they got a big guy running the ball. He might can throw the ball every now and then. That's what Arizona, Oregon State, that's what they did last year. It was game managers, right? And you might got 1 or 2 receivers who can really do damage. But
you can still game manage. Well, I ain't gonna say game manage. You still can lead your team where I'm gonna keep my defense rested. We're gonna run this ball, and when we're running this ball, I'm gonna bring them up. I'm gonna force the deep because the defense got to make a decision. They're gonna play back, and you have to play back because you do not want those receivers to get past you. That's the first thing. So you got the advantage already starting the game off. The first thing they're going to say, every defense, you got to prove that you can run the ball. And that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to smash it down your mouth. We're going to run the ball. And once we start running the ball, a smart coach is going to say, okay, now they're coming up. They're coming up because you got to stop it. If they pounding you in the face 4 and 5 yards a pop, I got to come up and stop it. I come up, and when they come up, beep. So that ain't got nothing to do with, that's a Shedeur use his skill set where he's so talented throwing the ball that he forces you. You can, Greg, you can do that, but at the end of the day, if you win in championships, that's winning championships. And keep Shedeur safe.
I'm gonna tell you how they're gonna play Shedeur. They already passed that. They gonna play Shedeur the same way, you know, they played him towards that middle half of the season and the rest. They know they can't sit back on Shedeur. Nebraska proved that. They gonna have to put pressure. They gonna have to put. They
gonna get A up, Greg. They do that.
You cannot.
They figured that out at Jackson State. Look
I think they gotta play zone on them, man.
They got to play zone, Greg. Ain't nobody.
They got to.
Greg,
ain't no way.
Greg. Let me stop you, Greg. They were putting pressure with 4 people. They were putting pressure with 4 people. It's a difference. If you're sending 4 people now, that's not going to generate pressure. That's not going to generate 3 seconds. That's not going to generate no 3 seconds. It's not. Right. It would not with 4 people. So what you're telling me, you're going to have to send 5 or 6 people. And if you send 5 or 6 people, you can call a hearse because there's a funeral coming. It ain't going to happen.
They're going to send more than 3. We know they're going to send more than 3. But what I'm saying is they was also doing positionless defense. So that's part of it too. It's not like now they got, once they saw you were twerking, they ain't have to disguise it no more. But when you saw that game, they had 7 people on the line. You didn't know which 3 was coming. So it still forced them to read. But what I'm saying is, the point is they was coming. It was always somebody blitzing.
But no. That just means 3 people was coming. That's on the offensive line. You got 5 people blocking, 3 people rushing. I'm sorry. If you close the what
that ain't what we saw in that Utah game.
We saw 2 people blocking.
Wait. No. You know you're not. I understand what you're saying, but my point still goes back to we got 5 people now that hit you in the mouth. I ain't going.
Okay, now we do. Yeah.
I ain't going on last year. I'm going on this year. So regardless, Shedeur needs 3.5 seconds. 3.5 seconds, that ball should be out. 3 seconds, the ball should be out.
3 seconds. Yeah.
3, but I'm going 3.5, and the reason I'm throwing 3.5, I'm going 3 seconds on the short routes. But you're going to get past the short routes if they blitz. If they blitz, you should be over the top on them because you should have enough that back should hit that person before getting to Shedeur to get that ball out.
Shedeur is a zone killer. Did you not
look
at Nebraska? Nebraska was dropping like 8. That was the last team that did that.
Well, tell me what Shedeur did to get them to beat Nebraska's defense. I'm going to tell you what he did. Every time Shedeur rolled to the right, it was butter. That's why I go with Shedeur. If he got a clean pocket, if you can have it where he has a clean pocket, it's perfect. But if by some way they do have pressure, you need to start rolling Shedeur to the right or to the left and let him take advantage of that. Because it'll buy him more time and he can throw the ball.
Guess what else he was doing that showed up in that game? He started running. He ran on 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Because you dropping everybody back. You basically saying, okay, y'all ain't got no running game, and your quarterback is just going to stand in the pocket with these little 3 rushers and see these big old mile long, and he can run for 20 yards back pedaling. And so he's showing you, if y'all drop everybody back, I will run for 15. Just give me, I will run it. See y'all.
If he runs for 5, Greg, if he runs for 5 and get down, one thing I will ask Shedeur, you don't have to prove you're tough. You proved you're tough last year. I do not want to see Shedeur Sanders not one time, even in the Colorado State game, trying to lower his shoulder to prove that he's tough. You're going to be making Shedeur. You're going to be making $500 million by the time you get to the NFL and your first contract is up. You're going to be making $500 million. The last thing you want to do is get hit on your shoulder trying to prove that you're tough. Do like the other quarterbacks do and sign that $500 million check and keep it moving.
So I mean, but that's what really broke Nebraska, because at some point they're like, oh, we didn't know he had that in the bag.
Exactly.
He was eating them up. He was walking in the end zone. I mean, because Shador, dropping into zone for Shador is basically like trying to play 7-on-7 with Shador. He just, your DB's not good enough. See, that's another thing. Nebraska DBs were not good enough. Most teams, like y'all said, they don't have enough DBs because they need to double somebody. They're gonna have to double Fred.
You got to double.
Hey,
double
but who?
But
Who they gonna double?
But this is the beauty this year, Greg. This is what I like this year. Last year, Weaver was hurt after the first game. Horn's hamstring was hurt the whole season. And then you had it where your two best, and Travis got hurt.
And Javon Antonio kept being hurt.
Yeah, I'm not even, and I'm not counting that. But what I'm counting this year, no knock on anyone. What I'm counting this year is this one here. This is what I love this year. Even if they are hurt, you got some dogs. You got some dogs behind them. And them dogs are telling you. I looked at them freshmen. This is the first time I've seen freshmen. Miller, they look like SEC, that Coleman boy. They look like SEC freshmen coming up there. I'm like, man, these are grown men. I don't know what they feed them in Georgia. They must be them beans, red beans and rice, cornbread, oxtail and all that. So the ham hocks and butter beans. But them big boys, they big boys. And they're coming in and they're ready to play. What I like about Colorado, and let me put this one here too. Coach Prime is the greatest recruiter ever. When you tell freshmen, we had 17 that came here and 13 played.
13.
13. If I'm a freshman and I hear a coach that they were on TV every week and all people was talking about was CU, you tell me that me as a freshman, if I go out there and ball out, I'm getting in, but you got Georgia, and let me go Georgia. Georgia got 5 stars that's sitting on that bench waiting for their turn for them other 5 stars to go.
They sit there for 2 or 3 years at that.
Who you telling?
Alabama.
At Alabama, 5 stars.
Same way.
I ain't saying 3 stars, 5 stars sitting on a bench waiting for a turn. Come out and well, when my turn comes. This is what I'll tell any young player, B. Watts. I'll tell him this one here. Let me ask you something also, Greg. If you go and you're the quarterback at Auburn, do you think you'll ever be considered the greatest quarterback at Auburn?
No, got Cam Newton already.
You got Cam Newton.
So that's done. If you go to LSU, do you think anybody is going to be better than Joe Burrow? It ain't gonna happen. He had 1 year, and that's all LSU's gonna ever talk about, the greatest year that ever happened in LSU. Let's go again, Alabama. You go to Alabama, you think they're gonna say you the greatest quarterback, or when you got Joe Willie Namath? What we talking about? And I'm going way back, because those folks will tell you, y'all ain't close. Joe was the man here, but even going before that, they're gonna name those other guys that got 2 or 3 national championships. So if they got 2 or 3 national championships, they're not gonna put you in front of them and you get 1. So I would ask those young men, if you're talking about going somewhere and building a legacy, why would I follow a place that all they do is, all I can do is just be another number? You come to see you could be the great, as far as DBs, Travis gonna go down and see you. Probably is one of the greatest ever DBs to ever play at CU.
If Colorado win this year, Coach Prime gonna get them. They gonna get them 5 stars that sitting on the bench. If they win this year.
Well, let me stop you there. When they win this year.
Okay. My bad. Ain't no if. They gonna win.
Who aren't prepared. I tell people all the time, if you're not prepared, it's an if.
Right.
If you're prepared, it's a win. Because when you hear Coach Prime talk, even when he was playing, Coach Prime saw it before it even happens. And people talking about, what you mean? You make things come to existence. Because I have to see it in my mind first. When I tell you that I'm gonna do something, I've already seen it in my mind, B. Watts.
Right.
And when I see it in my mind, when I go out there and do it, it ain't nothing new for me. I knew I was gonna do that. But I don't go in there with no ifs. And if Shador and them, and you can notice Shador, he's not an if type person. When they do it, they just needed to get some people in there that's some when we type people. That's all.
Yeah. I think they done did it this year though. Yeah, I think they is though. So when we play our first game, North Dakota State. What y'all think? How you think this game gonna go, and what you think the outcome gonna be, Greg?
Yeah, I already said, man, fast and bad. Put it on the shirt. It's no other way to do it. See, everything
Jump
we
out on them
teach,
fast.
everybody talking. What? It's no. If we who we say we are, if we want the respect we say we want, it's only one way to do it. It's no other option. They're not gonna respect you. Nothing is gonna be good enough. This is a statement game.
True.
This is a statement game. Beat them bad and beat them fast. Fast and bad. If you don't do that, if you beat them bad and slow, they're gonna pick you apart. If you beat them a little bit, they're gonna find something to say. You got to put up 50, 60 on them. I don't care what people say, because your offense got to show you like that. You got a number one quarterback. They're gonna say, "Oh, all Shador can put up is 20 points against it." It don't matter how they try to oversell them. At the end of the game, you barely beat them. But that's all you did against North Dakota. They saw, well, you're only supposed to beat them by 3, but you beat them by 20. That's it. Heisman? What Heisman person only can do that? So you going to have to beat them like a Heisman. You're going to have to put up 30, 40. You're going to have to put up 40 by halftime. Stop should be in the game. All your quarterbacks should get some PT. For you to be the guy who you want them to see you as. Now, if you go in there and have to play all 4 quarters against them, it's going to be a long season for you. Even if you win, they're going to use that against you. How you going to be a Heisman and you barely beat North Dakota? They gave you a hard time. They're going to use it against you.
Yeah. You're right.
You got no option.
Yeah, they got to start fast. You're right.
That's why we
what you think, Mr. Rookie?
Well, this is what I get. This is what I get from the first game. My brake light on in my car. And now I need to start pumping my brakes because Colorado need to beat the brakes off them.
Yeah, they do.
Point break. I don't want to hear nothing. People have Feinbaum came out there, ran his mouth. Everybody else running their mouth. I love it. I love it. What CU should do is come out there and camouflage. Come out there and camouflage all the way like the Miami Hurricanes used to do. Let them talk about you like a dog. Beat the brakes off them. At halftime, put the second string in, and they beat the brakes off them. And to the point where you get to the point
where third string in, and they beat the brakes off of them.
And they beat the brakes. And people are laughing. They're like, "Oh, y'all." This is serious. This is serious because if you are serious about what you say you are, it shouldn't be no more talking. I'm going to hit them in the mouth. I'm going to make them say uncle. And when they say uncle, I'm going to hit them again. I'm going to hit them with the people's elbow. I'm going to hit them with the American Dream elbow. I'm going to hit them with the leg. And I'm going to do a Ric Flair woo before this thing over with. We beating the brakes off them. And we, no mercy. No mercy. And we're going to call it a day because teams talk too much. Either you're going to shut them up or you're going to put them up. It's either or. And I'm going to shut them up because I'm going to hit you in the mouth. And when you start bleeding, I'm going to hit you in the mouth again because you shouldn't bleed. Wipe that blood off. I'm going to hit you in the mouth again. We're going to keep hitting you until you say, Mama, there go that man again. I'm going home.
Colorado got to be so mad. Everybody think Colorado's sweet. Everybody think Colorado.
They going by last year. They going out last year.
Well off. They see your personality. They don't get to see you. I mean, they see you as a human. You having fun. You dancing. They don't. You don't. Big old 6'8" guy dancing. They don't. Oh, they don't get to fear you. They don't get to fear you. So you got to beat them on the field so bad. They almost got to think, oh, y'all that's cruel. Y'all beat the JV team 100. Like, I don't care. Your mama get out there, I'm going to beat you. That's how they got to be. They got to feel like, oh, Colorado don't care if they play grandmamas. They going to run through them. They got to be vicious.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. I have to, one thing I will say, they need to play like CSU played us. CSU came out home, boy. You can say whatever you want to. That boy ate Kamara. If BJ Green play like Kamara,
we gone. It's over with.
You can cancel Christmas then. I can go cash my check then because I can cash my check then if he play when he play like that. But my point is, you got to be nasty playing football, man. All
Yeah.
that nice stuff
But if he
and
don't,
kindly.
but if he don't, Hayes will.
Oh, I'm not. What? No, this is
No,
what
no,
I'm
I'm
Oh,
saying.
saying
BJ Green gonna get down. Y'all ain't gotta
No,
worry
if he
about that.
don't, if he don't,
I,
Hayes will, and if
B,
Hayes don't, McNeil will. Somebody
Ward,
gonna be that dude.
Arden Ward.
You
I'm
got
not
Sam
even worried.
Oklahoma.
I'm not worried about BJ Green, and the
I
reason
ain't
I'm not
either.
worried about
I already know he coming.
he's coming, but he's going to get double teamed. Any smart team is going to say we got to double team him because my tackle can't handle it. My tackle is uncomfortable. My tackle is shaking over here. My tackle really don't feel it. So
And that's
you're
why
going to
I
have to
want
double
Hayes
team.
and McNeil right there.
Absolutely. So you're gonna have to double team. That means McNeil should be just smiling. McNeil saying they getting double team. So that middle, I'm 101. And then Hayes over there saying, Hayes already told him when he came in, he said he was the best pass rusher that they got. So if he getting double teamed and you 1-on-1 Hayes, your numbers should be, you should lead the team in sacks.
I told you it's gonna be one of them. I said it's gonna be McNeil. I believe McNeil or Hayes, whoever right there by Green.
I already
Hey,
predicted them too.
that's
I
where
said
gonna happen.
McNeil,
You
Hayes,
gonna
and
have
Oklahoma, those three.
I think you're gonna have Barnes over the center, McNeil,
Yep.
and BJ Green. They gonna be on the
Right side.
They're gonna be on that
Yep.
right side. And
They're
they
on the
gonna
right
be on that
side
pass
because
and blind
he
side.
bends well.
And they boy, you gotta make your decision who you gonna double.
And I tell you what, this is what I
chess.
like too. When they put Arden Walker and them in there too, he gonna have some nice numbers. And people like that young man, him, McCoy, and Quincy
That's
Wiggins.
great thing.
What you're gonna see, those guys like that until that light clicks on for them, they're gonna have 3 games in which you're gonna be like, man, them guys are all stars. Watch like that, just like your boy,
They all
just
got
like
2
Miller
more
did.
years. They all got 2 more years after this season.
I know. That's why I said
they the future.
If you listen to me, that's why I said next year's defense is gonna be the lights out defense that Coach Brian gonna sit there and say, I can punt the ball because I know my defense gonna stop it. Next year, because those boys are gonna have playing experience. And one thing I do like, I don't know what they do, they get bigger. It's like the Incredible Hulk. You look at him, I'm like, Travis Hunter, 17 pounds of muscle? And he's faster?
Yeah, that's a lot.
And the picture the receivers put up, I ain't no doggone muscles ain't gonna win you no games. At the end of the day, you can go out there, you ain't bodybuilding. But one thing I will tell you, they putting work in. They putting work in.
That T.O., that baby T.O., he'll be gonna do, boy.
Drayton Miller is a big dude. To be a freshman? To be a freshman and you that size?
They don't got bigger. If it ain't that
they got bigger.
Amarion Miller don't got bigger.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He has got bigger.
I'm like, that a tight end?
Yeah.
He's bigger.
And if you look at Jimmy done wide now too. Because what you notice, they're taking lifting weights serious. Because at first, Travis was like, man, I ain't much. And even Shador, man, I ain't no lifting weights. And they saw
that's
that
when
if
it came
you
from
lift
Jackson
weights,
State.
Yep. If you saw, they like, hey, you lift weights, it'll help prevent those injuries, and you'll be able to take more punishment, and you'll play faster. So they got the message, they got the memo, and they're doing it. So I'm proud of them. I'm like, dude,
Shador got some big old legs too, man. I seen a picture from him from behind. Calf muscles. I said that Shador, big old calf muscles and legs. He looked like a
country boy. Country boy.
Like Shador legs weren't like that. A year ago.
So what y'all think? Who gonna get that playing time? Majority of the playing time, the opposite side of Travis Hunter on that cornerback position.
McKinney, Preston, McKinney and Hood, McKinney and Hood, and then Hodge is going to be in the nickel. That's a lot. That's a lot there.
Yeah, but Travis gonna need breaks too, so they're gonna be on the field at the same time at some point. Hood might be on one side, McKinney be on the other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Hood got to be ready because, and we also
I'm like Brian. When they come out the womb, we bump and grind. I don't want to see them in those zones.
But for the teams that play 4 receivers, Hood's going to be out there.
Yeah.
But guess what? You still got Boosie, that young Boosie looking good.
Yeah.
And
that guy that just got there. Yep. Yep.
It's two.
Yep.
But the difference this year, Greg, is this here. You can tell they studying their plays. They know their assignments. But last year you could do a simple drag and run it 15 times in a row and no one had a clue.
I'm gonna go a step further.
Hey,
I'm
they
gonna
did
go a step further.
Game for game, 7 games in a row.
No, you know what really happened? You want to know what really happened? Let me tell you what really happened.
Yes, sir.
The guys we had last year really wasn't no real man-to-man specialists. See, when you look at Kamani, even Travis, they play better off the ball, kind of sit back and be a ball hawk. These boys they went and got
man.
They can get up on that line. They bigger, they big, they aggressive, and they skilled. When you look at Hood line up man-to-man on Amarion, Miller, and all them, you look at his feet work. He know what he's doing. He not shuffling. He not panicking. They know what they're doing man to man. That's why them drag routes was happening because they didn't know what they were doing.
Well, let me stop a little bit on them drag routes. On the drag routes, the cornerbacks supposed to release that receiver once they go to the middle. You cannot. A cornerback can't stay with a receiver all the way.
It's that linebacker,
right? But what I'm saying is.
It's the linebacker.
Yes, definitely the linebacker. But I'm saying if you're man to man, you don't let nobody cross your face that easy. So you give your linebacker some time as well. Because you close that window down and get them time to get out there. But if you just let the man, you just do like that and then let them run, that's a big window. That's a big window for that linebacker.
But those are people who are uncomfortable and who don't trust their technique. If you trust your technique, the first thing you're supposed to do is hit them in the mouth. When they coming off the line, why aren't you hitting them in the mouth? Because that holds them up for a second.
Right.
They timing off.
They went for 6 games in a row. Did neither one of them defensive backs push that wide receiver towards the sideline?
No. That's not Kamani's specialty. That's not Cooper's. Cooper was decent at times, but none of them guys was fundamentally sound on which hand to use the jam, not letting them cross. Coach Prime kept harping on it. They harped on it at practice. They showed it and on well off. He kept telling them which hand to use. Do not let them cross your face. You look at all those guys, they were better in the zone. These guys they got this year, like even Young Boozy, he's better man-to-man, maybe even cover 2. But I'm saying you got to be physical. You got to be confident with your head on that man. You can't be scared. Kamani arms was this big. He ain't jamming nobody.
Alligator. It was alligator. But he was uncomfortable. I'm not going to even go there. He was uncomfortable. But this is what I will say. I watched Well Off, and I watched Well Off, and they previewed the games. Coach Prime called the play before it even happened. And the defense sitting right there, and he just shaking his head. He's telling you what the receiver's going to do. And the DBs did absolute. As a coach, this year is going to be a difference because once Coach Prime them see that, they can tell the linebacker, boom, this is what's going to happen. And then the linebacker put them into place saying, okay, this, and this. So
we didn't have no real linebackers. Let's be real. We didn't have no real linebackers. We went and got 3 real linebackers. There's no way if you sit on that field and you know the drag coming and you know that's your job and you ain't get not one hit, no interception, no breakup, like not one. How many out of all them drag routes, not one linebacker picked one ball off. Not one linebacker, not one ball.
And that's what surprised me about Trevor Wood.
He's supposed to be
so intelligent and he played safety. Why he couldn't jump it?
I didn't get that either. B-Watch, you hit something there too, B-Watch. You hit something there. But this is what I don't get. Even if I was uncomfortable, the first thing I'm going to do is hit that receiver in the mouth. I'm going to get a penalty. I'd rather get a 15-yard penalty or a 10-yard penalty than to let you do it the whole game, because if I get a 15-yard penalty, you know what you're going to say? Man, he tried to kill me up that middle. I'm not doing that. I'm not coming across that middle.
He ain't went 5 yards yet. He fair game anyway.
It's fair game, like you said. Yeah.
That's
supposed to be a boxing match out there. Hey, you see how Coach Prime and Andre Rison was when they was in the NFL?
It was on.
So, man, Coach Prime said, "Oh no, you ain't
Mono to mono. But I watched Ray Lewis a few days ago, and Ray Lewis was coming on that. Ray Lewis read that doggone defense to such a point he clicking. And I tell anybody, if you're gonna talk to me, you better have a clicker in your hand. If they talking about Madden and all that stuff, they better have a click. They better have a click in their head so they can go back on them plays. Click. Okay, let's go back on that play. Click. Let's go back on this play. Click. You need to know what you're doing, because when they coming across there, because something I can't accept, 7 games in the same play, people
Same
snap
play.
this.
UCLA started off.
Linebacker would have said, a real linebacker would have lined up, looked at that receiver, and say, "You better not come over here."
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
would have told
Not
him
come
that.
over here. I would
Greg,
put that in
I
your
would have
head.
told him that. I would have
Don't even
said,
come over
I
here.
would say the hearse. I tell him, I do like Lawrence Taylor say, you better call the hearse because you're gonna need him. Because as soon as he come across that middle, I'm going 100 miles per hour and I'm gonna take your head off.
Now he not running no route. Now he tiptoeing. Now my corner can cover him.
Thank
If
you.
he just fall off and take off, if he just take off, my cornerback will always be on his back hip.
It
but
changes
if he slow
the
up,
game.
my cornerback cover him.
If you notice, something I give Shiloh credit for, when Shiloh hit people, people went down. When ELA,
if he ever put his hands,
you can say whatever you want to. When Shiloh hits you, you go down.
You see how many balls they
man
coughed
down.
up? In UCLA, how many balls they coughed up?
Woo! 4. It was 4.
And they were way bigger than Shiloh. Blue.
they were putting it on him, boy. You put it on him.
If Colorado had scored 1 touchdown instead of kicking 3 field goals, they kicked 2 field goals off them turnovers, and they kicked another one in the 3rd quarter.
And ran the ball in the 2nd quarter and not gave them a chance to score, which they should have ran the clock out. They'd have done those things. That's another W. But I ain't even going there, Greg. Greg said it. I'm not gonna go there. Where I'm gonna go is this here. Those linebackers, Mr. Hill Green, when they asked when they put the numbers up, who's gonna have the leading tackles, Hill Green gonna be my man every game. Because I'm like, Hill Green, you should be eating. You should be eating, because they're gonna double team the block bully, because I watched the block bully play all his Houston games. I haven't seen one person. This was against Texas. This was against Texas now. Texas, the big bad Texas, the ones who horns up. You know that team. They double teamed him every time, and he still held his ground.
I seen some triple teams. I seen some triple teams, and they couldn't move him.
Really?
And
I seen the guard try to come across the other side and help move him, and he still didn't move.
And they didn't. So my point goes with, and his ankle was injured too at that time. So my point goes this here: he's going to get double teamed. He has to get double teamed. McNeil.
That's gonna free up somebody, boy.
McNeil. I haven't seen and he's going to get double teamed, and Green going to get double teamed. That's 4 people on your line. That's 4 people. So that means you got to have 3 receivers, or you're going to have a running back that's going to not be in there. So you're going to have 4 receivers in the run. You're going to have a running back that's going to have to help out, and the 2 offensive linemen are going to have to help out on what you call it.
You confirm what I've been saying from the very beginning. McNeil is going to be it's ironic they keep talking about, oh, you got a 59 speed. See, the way he ended last year, and see, Colorado was sorry. The way he ended last year, he really should be like preseason All-American, at least second team.
He should.
But the way he gonna play, they're gonna realize really quick. By the second game, they're gonna be like, who is this dude?
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Back and say, well, actually, last year, they're not gonna see him coming. He gonna be so doggone disruptive. He gonna lead in sacks. He gonna lead in sacks, at least the first half of the season.
I can see that. But he's not going to leave for the season. He's not going to leave for the season, because what's going to happen eventually, that running back is going to have to come up and start blocking him to help him. And when that happens, Green on the outside, Hayes on the other. So you got to pick your poison. And the next thing I would say is this one here. I don't want to see all those penalties. If I see a game and we got 11 to 15 penalties, And this is the worst penalty that I could ever see. And I love me some Travis Hunter. Travis, I don't care if they slap you in your face.
Yeah, he pushed back.
On a 3rd and 25, we do not need to be
an hour after the play is over.
Exactly.
It's almost like the next play.
Hey, that referee was waiting on him to throw a punch.
He was
waiting on him. He was waiting on Travis. Because Travis had them touchdowns. He was waiting on him. And I'm like, Travis,
He watched that boy bully Travis the whole game. I saw it on Well Off. They were pushing Travis on the ground all after the play on the sideline. What should have happened? Somebody else should have jumped on him from the sideline.
Thank you.
Somebody else should have took that penalty way before that happened. Like
on second down, they should have took that penalty.
Well, but the boy, if you look at Well Off, like a lot of times, Bucky after the game, he had this camera. He'll show stuff like when they call Travis out of bounds, he'll drop it. But what I'm saying, that boy was pushing Travis on after the play on the ground on their sideline, and they're like, hey, what somebody should have did is hit him. Somebody should have cold cop. Cause that boy was way bigger than Travis.
But Greg,
why the referee wasn't looking.
But Greg said it. In football, you have to be smart.
You gotta be different, man.
And this is what I'm saying. If somebody's hitting you like that, what you got to remember is this one. First thing we got to do is win the game. I cannot have a penalty on 3rd and 25. We stop the play and they get a first down and go and score. Which basically, if they want to score it, then CU wins that game against Stanford.
Right.
That's a win. And I ain't saying that ain't got nothing but Travis. Travis didn't lose that game. Hell, they had too many. They should have never lost that game. Yeah, the drag city. But my point being is this one here. If you win in football, you let players go over there. They can push you and stuff like that. You don't hit them until after you got that game won or at the beginning of the game. Then you knock them in the mouth. You can take a penalty then when you up by 3 or 4 touchdowns.
He was on the sideline on top of Travis, and they were all around him. Somebody should have snuck him.
They should have.
They got somebody feeling and a throwback. They were losing, Greg.
No. They were winning at that point.
They was winning at that point. They was winning
the whole game.
They were winning.
They was winning when that happened.
Pushing Travis down like a little boy after the play. He'll then push him down, block him. You block him.
They were up by 14.
What game this was?
Stanford, that big old number 2 or whatever he was, big old dude.
I missed that day.
Playing receiver. He was pushing Travis after the play like you push your little brother on the ground.
The boy from Canada. The boy from Canada.
Okay.
Travis was weak. He had lost about 10 pounds. He ain't played. He was tired.
Oh, he was tired.
Playing both sides. And that man was pushing Travis down, overly blocking him. The ball already on the other side of the field. He blocking. He did some like the boy doing CSU. Somebody put him on Travis and make him tired.
But that boy was 215. That boy was 215 pounds too.
Way bigger.
Y'all, but he's a big boy.
He's like a running back.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude.
So somebody, you talk about them analysts. Somebody should have put somebody else in the game just to get him, because he wasn't getting no ball. He wasn't no threat on offense, but he was trying to tire out Travis. He was trying to frustrate Travis. They
gonna do that.
Travis out and let somebody just go in and just be a doggone renegade.
But Greg, what you're telling me is who's going to be the enforcer for Colorado? That's what I need to know. Who's going to be the one? Who's going to be the one to tell them, not in my house? You put your hands on anybody here, it's going to be trouble.
I don't care about a penalty. My job is to come in and break your kneecap.
On that offense, I can tell you it's going to be Benson on that offense.
Benson's on the line. But we need somebody on the defensive line, in the secondary, and that linebacker.
Not only Benson, sir. You got the strongest man in the world on that offensive line over there, too. He smiles. Tyler Brown smiles, but he'll kill you. Tyler Brown will hurt you. Tyler Brown will hurt you.
Yeah, he's different.
He's different. He hurt you and he smiled when he do it, which is more dangerous. You like, this dude is crazy. He's smiling and he's knocking my teeth out. At least he can frown. No, Tyler's gonna smile.
Tyler Brown got that anxiety and all that other stuff. He different than the head.
He's different.
He ain't just running games.
Now, he's serious. He's a serious type dude. And with that being said, so the offense is good. My enforcement, offensive line is good as far as enforcing. I don't see nobody out physicaling the offensive line. And if they do, I see Coach Prime looking over there saying, Tyler Johnson, you ready?
Yeah.
Pancake, you ready?
Yeah, exactly.
If you slipping on that offensive line, you got a place over here.
Yo-yo.
Got a big yo-yo?
Oh, absolutely. That want to play. Because now these boys want to be on TV because you don't get an NIL for sitting on the bench.
True.
You get a taste. But the boys who really gonna be in them commercials, you gotta be on that field, man, and you gotta produce.
True.
I think
That's
we got
tough.
some sleepers. I know somebody said we forgot about Savion Riley. We got RJ Johnson, back there at safety. We got some guys back there.
You got the depth.
You got depth. You got depth.
Yeah, we got some depth, but we don't really know what they can do. So we know ideally what they can do. So I think we got a few sleepers who can pop up that surprise. Like I think Colston Hood is gonna surprise a lot of people.
He's not gonna surprise. He was gonna be starting at Auburn.
But they don't know that. We know that because we fought. But the average fan,
they don't know
like,
that.
who's that dude? Yeah. Where he come
from? Be that starting defensive back, man.
Oh yeah, he's different. Let me say this. I don't know what they're doing in Georgia. Them boys in Georgia look different, man. When they get on that field, and I'm just being real with you. Them boys in Georgia just a little different. These that confidence that these young men have, and not only confidence, they get on that field and show you, I'm the man. And I'm going to show you I'm the man.
Georgia has consistently produced some of the top football. See, everybody talk about California. California and what it used to be. Everybody talk about Florida and Texas. But Georgia, why you think University of Georgia is what they are? They mostly recruit in Georgia. You see,
absolutely.
Alabama recruit in Georgia. Everybody has been recruiting out of Georgia for the last decade strong because everybody's figured that out. Georgia plays some of the top football and has arguably been doing it for the last 30 years.
And look at the 7-on-7. Georgia rated Atlanta on 7-on-7. They killing. They coming out there. They explosive. It's talent. It's talent. That's a place now where the talent goes there. The income has went up in Georgia. And when that income starts going up, it can provide more opportunities for young men and stuff like that. So they're doing well. Georgia's doing well. They are a plethora of talent. Not only are they got Georgia Tech that they furnishing players with. They got Georgia. It's a plethora. They're going to Alabama. They're going. Yeah, absolutely. So the point being, Georgia got some talent. And all I'm saying is, Coach Prime now needs to be commended because they're picking young men that are mature, that are professional, that their body types are ready to play now. So why don't they get credit for that? Because you listen to those being talked. I'm going to give you one you listen to talk, a running back, Welch. You listen to Welch. Them men, when you hear them running backs talk, the first thing they say, Micah. They're talking about a freshman. Right. And all I'm saying, man, we go to Micah, blah, blah, because he's so mature. I heard his story. His story is so touching, man. People who don't know, they need to go. It's a tearjerker, man, to understand what that young man had to go through at his young age of losing his mother and being the man of the house and taking care.
Wow.
Man, it's a tearjerker. If you listen to his story, you sit there and like, that young man is mature beyond his age, and he's ready. And he's ready. He's ready for the moment because life put obstacles in his way, and he's knocking them down. Good on that young man. I'm proud of it.
And see, he what you're describing is a lot of them middle and South Georgia. See, people don't know the history of Georgia football. The middle and South Georgia has always produced some of the best football players in Georgia. Atlanta, the Metro Atlanta, they've always had good quality as well. But when you talk about this hard-nosed football, for the longest, it was ran by the middle and South Georgia. And then now, the Metro Atlanta, because, you got Gwinnett County don't thicken up. And I guess a lot of people may be moving to the city. But just overall, Georgia as a whole is not just North Georgia, South Georgia. Georgia as a whole is a melting belt. So you don't just come to Atlanta to get these guys. You can go down to Statesboro where you see Cam Michael, people like that. You look at Welch, he's down in Milledgeville area. So Georgia has always, a lot of them guys has been coming from Valdosta and Cairo. That's South Georgia, almost in Florida. But from the bottom to the top of Georgia, now you just got full of talent. And what happened is Colorado has tapped into it because these boys are recruiting each other. So when you seen 4 guys from really 4 different schools decide to come together, when you see a RJ Johnson come from Arkansas, and when you see Flapjack come from Clemson, and then you see
the Hood
come from Auburn, the brother was about to go to Georgia. All of these are SEC, ACC program. They all came together. Then you see the Cam, all these kids know each other. Then you see all these boys just sign. Then you say, well, Juju just around the corner. Because all these boys know each other. But
not only that, what Coach Prime Nam is determining, the quality of young men that you're picking up. I know plenty young men that are just the most talented kids you ever want to see, but they're just not ready. Their mindsets are on the other side of town, but the game is on, but their mind is somewhere else. I see plenty of those. But when you see quality young men, what I like about them is this one here. The light is not going to be too bright. When that light starts shining on Michael Welch, I don't have to worry about him getting big-headed, come out some blood. He ain't about that. He got a lunch pail. He bring it to work every day. He got an apple in there. He got a ham and cheese sandwich or a bologna sandwich, because I'm a country boy. I got a bologna sandwich. And when he doing it, he drinking a little, Gatorade or whatever he want, Kool-Aid for us, because ain't no Gatorade because we were poor. It was some Kool-Aid, and he going to work every day. And he going to work. So when you see people like that, I don't worry about when they go and they 4-0 and they taking on UCF. I'm not worried about the lights being too bright for mature people. Now the ones that worried me was last year's group. When that light started getting bright, each one of them wanted to shine. They wasn't studying them books. They weren't preparing, and they got exposed. I'm not worried about it this year. The quality of men are different in CU, and the win total is going to go up, because once you bring quality in, that's just like in your house. When you bring a quality woman in your house become a home. If you know what I mean. And I got a quality one. She makes this house a home. And because it's a home, it's peace. Peace be still. At CU, they gonna have peace because Coach Prime them that brought quality young men in a program that are gonna come there and go do what they said they're gonna do. They're gonna ball out, and when you ball out, you get paid out. And that's what I'm happy for them. If they learn when you ball out, win, you get paid. And if they want to get paid, those are the things they got to do.
All right, Mr. Wilson. Hey, man, we've been a good show tonight, man. We're at an hour and 35 minutes. So like I said, I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. Appreciate everybody that participated in the chat. But I'm gonna get ready to end the show. I gotta get up in the morning, 5 o'clock, and make that day. But Greg, what that doom mean, Greg?
When the Undertaker, he right over there. He right over there. He come. Right there.
Well, I heard a lot today, boy. Everybody heard the Undertaker. I heard about the lunch pail. Hey, Steve, what do you know about the lunch pail a lot? Now we got the Undertaker. When they hear that doom on third down, what's gonna happen? Greg?
Man over there. There he come. Everybody gonna stand up. Here he come.
It's what they better hear is this one here. Should do a 316 is what they better hear.
Ooh-wee, y'all coming up with something.
That's what they better hear.
And what Shiloh gonna be doing there? Woo!
Hey, this is what you don't want to do. Hey, we ain't said it this week. What you don't want to do is be down 14 or 21.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Oh, it's over. Oh, boy.
The magic 21. Don't
this conference don't have no passing quarterback to come back.
Hey, you gonna start
and then the defensive ends, boy, they gonna eat.
The band gonna go packing up. You gonna be like, the band, the tubas, and the cymbals start putting this stuff up.
You gonna think they Jackson State. You gonna think they the Sonic Boom. You gonna hear the boom coming in. Shiloh high stepping.
Hey, you know he love to do that one.
He high stepping.
He love to do that, man.
Not with his defense. Do not get behind. See, you used to be all right because you say, Shador get up on us. That's okay. They defense will let us throw quick slants and drag our way into 40
Them days over.
If he get up on you with this defense and you start hearing that,
you gonna hear that glass break. You gonna hear that glass break.
Hey, you hear that glass break?
Austin 360. You gonna hear that glass break? He coming. The rattlesnake.
Speaking of that, I don't put it out there. You know, we've been talking for months and months about these games. I told B. Watts, it's time to make a decision. We're gonna be out there at that K-State. Anybody who make it, I think somebody said it a while back. I think they had 4 games. I know I'm gonna get down to UCF, but I want to make one in Boulder. I'm gonna be K-State. So whoever's looking at going, we're gonna do something out there. I ain't talking about the haters. We talking about the people who support. Maybe put something together, but we then well in advance. That's like the 6th game, 5th or 6th game. We expect Colorado to be undefeated. We expect to run into college game day out there because they got to show up by then. Because they're not going to show up at Baylor and Cincinnati.
They're going to show up at TSU probably.
They're going to run through, and they're going to say Colorado got to win some conference games. They can't do like last year. They're going to be 3-0. They're going to be at Colorado State, going to be 3-0. They're going to run through Cincinnati, Baylor, and then they're going to beat they beat UCF. If they beat UCF away, they're going to have a break, and their first game going to be back at Colorado. That's the game. We're going to be at that game. And we expect college game day. Somebody's going to be out there.
Yeah, that's 6-0. That's 6-0.
That's 6-0. You're right. That's 6-0 right there. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all. If y'all ain't doing that, come back Sunday. We got Uncle Neely going to be my guest Sunday from the pregame show at 8 p.m. So if y'all ain't doing that, come back and tune in. Greg, let them know what time your show coming on.
We're just doing what we do. We typically go live on Sundays, like during the season day after doing an overview in the week. A lot has happened. So, on Sunday we go around about 12:30. Unless said otherwise, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe so y'all can catch the other video content throughout the week. Shorts and all. Greg said it.
And Mr. Woodley, if you ain't doing that Tuesday night. I sent you a message. I don't know if you got it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check it if you sent it.
I think I sent it through Facebook.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Coach Dre told me to hit you up, and I said, okay, we'll try to get it to you. So he supposed to join me on Tuesday. He suggested let you come. I said, okay, I like Mr. Woodley. So Tuesday night at 8. If you ain't doing that, I'll be up. I hope you come up too.
All right, sir.
All right, Greg. Y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
All right,
be blessed.
All
right, y'all be blessed and have a good weekend.
All right.
All right, partner. Let's see, man.